Paul, could you please put your hands together
Please let's give a round of applause
to
as we welcome our wonderful director.
present the opening remarks for this particular project meeting. Please, a round of applause. Come on, encourage her. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Yeah, I was thinking that maybe Pape will be people that will shout very well. Yeah, I will shout very well. My Pape people.
No problem. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the closeout ceremony of the plastic campaign project that we have been doing. Thank you all for coming here to listen to all the things that we have been doing since we started this project. So we're going to be listening to presentations from some communities on what we have been doing with them. We're also going to be giving out certificates, and then we have put together a little video or documentary which is inside the hub. At some point in time, we will tell you to go in and watch just a little bit of what we have been trying to do. So I want you all to sit down, relax. For the next 3-4 hours, we're going to have a very wonderful time. Thank you very much for coming again.
Thank you so much, Ms. Dawson. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ms. Dawson, for that wonderful welcome speech. Once again, I'd like to welcome everybody. I know most of you will be like, oh, what's this? I know we have been coming to your organization and still yet, some of you don't know about us that well. So I'm just going to give a brief introduction as to what we do in Clean Technology Hub. So Clean Technology Hub is the organization that keeps coming to your community over and over again. So maybe you get a glimpse as to what we do in the organization. So at Clean Technology Hub, what we do essentially relies on research, development, demonstration, and incubation of sustainable ideas. We do this through our 5 core departments, which is Energy Access, Environment and Climate Action Department, the Research Department, the Operations and Admin Department, and our Innovation and Growth Department. Our mission at Clean Technology Hub is simple. We're on a journey to build ecosystem and communities of practice that focus on practical innovation to address energy poverty, climate change, mitigation and adaptation, and sustainable economic development. So in the Environment and Climate Action Department, the department which produced this project, what we do is essentially to advocate and communicate more on climate practices. We want to ensure that in Africa, we're meeting our sustainable goals. So the Nigerian Plastic Action Project is a project that was launched with the partnership and support of the UNDP GFSGP. And the project was to go into community and take a grassroots approach as to how we see our plastics, to give a behavioral change towards this project in Nigeria. Most times, what happens is we just, after using this plastic, we throw it on the floor and we don't care of the aftermath of the plastics. But essentially, this plastics have a cycle where the way you dispose them, it comes back to you through flooding, through what you eat, and through other means. So we need to take a more proactive approach as to how we protect our environment, which was why we bettered the Nigerian Plastic Action Project. So that is it. Does anybody have any questions? Let's engage. You want to ask any question? Okay, please put a round of applause for yourself. Alright, so now on, we'll be calling some special remarks by some of our distinguished guests. Some they know, some they don't know. The first person I would like to welcome to give a special remarks is Miss Blessing from Looped Innovation. I know she was not expecting it. Please let's give her a round of applause. wonderful event, starting from the beginning, where we had a good ceremony, and I was privileged to have been part of the training for these communities, and I'm glad to see how far the whole event has come, and I know that as community ambassadors, we will go back to our communities and begin to make change. Thank you. Thank you so much, Ms. Blessing. She's one of our panelists today. I'm sure some of you saw her when she came into the community and she trained you. Who recognizes her? Thank you so much. Thank you, Ms. Blessing. Please give her another round of applause. Okay, the next person
is no other than Ms. Runa, the CEO of Connect Vault. Please give her a round of applause as she comes as well. I met Ms. Runa when we were doing the World Cleanup Day, and she just had this very nice energy, very nice pull, and I was just like, hello ma, who are you? And the way she introduced herself, I was very drawn to her. That's why I'm drawn to you now to make special remarks. Thank you so much. Please give her another round of applause.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much. I'm really happy to be here and celebrate this moment with you guys. So thank you. And I'm really happy to see what you guys have done. So thank you so much. Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now? Okay. I just wanted to say thank you, Clean Technology Hub, for inviting me to be here. Just like to say I'm really happy to be here to celebrate this moment with you. So thank you.
Yes, and for those that
Thank you very much.
say was that she is happy to be here. She's thankful to you for being here. She's thankful to CTH for bringing her here. So she's just very thank you. Very much.
Thank you for the reiteration, Mr. Morocco. Okay, the next person and the final person I'll be calling for a special remark is our friend that we have come to know, Mr. Timothy from Society of Planet and Prosperity. Please let's give him a round of applause as he comes up to give a special remark to CTH. Mr. Timothy, come now. Let's welcome. Please give him a round of applause as we welcome him.
All right, thank you. Good to be here. Well done. So we are in this together. I'm happy to see all of us. Community involvement in waste management is important. So I'd like you to give a round of applause for yourself for being part of those that are carrying you are champions. Well done. So hope by the end of today we would have made one or two inputs on way forward in terms of waste management. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Timothy. He's part of our panelists that will be discussing very integral conversations today. Please give yourself another round of applause. Are you having fun? Are you having fun? Come on, make some noise. Papi, make some noise. Okay. Kabusa Lokodoma, make some noise. Okay, yeah, I can't forget you. Please make some noise. Nice. Alright, just before we go into the next section, I just want to, see the dance move of some of our community people. So, yes, they should come and represent their community in just a little. I want to feel that you guys are happy. People are just sitting down. You can't come all the way from your community to sit down. So please, especially my women, I'm looking at them from Papi there. It's time to come and dance and celebrate yourself for being part of this project since last year. So I know your names, I can call names. Madam Blessing Sunday, I see you. Come forward, come and represent your community. Miss Jumet Tanko, Miss Jessica, please come forward. Please join, come and represent your community. Please come forward. Madam Godia, come and represent your community, please. Come and represent your area. That's what I want to see. Pull them in. I can't see Karabisa Lokodoma on the dance floor. Where are you? They'll give you a music. They'll give you. Please, DJ Moscow, they said you should give them music that will ginger them. I need more people on the dance floor, please. They There may be a prize, oh. Come forward. Come and celebrate your community.
All right.
Are you ready?
People heard prize and they started coming out. So after the dance, we're going to be asking a couple questions based on what you've learned. And if you get it, yes. All right.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. If Yaya won, please make some noise for Yaya. If it was Pape, please make some noise for Pape. Yokozoma. Alright, people are biased. So I'll ask my distinguished guests who won. Please, I'll start with my delectable friend. Why? Why did they win? Okay, so she said Yaya won. I'll ask another of our guests who won, sir.
Who won? Kubwa will revive. Kubwa will revive.
He said Kubwa will revive. Nice. One last person. So it's between Yaya and Kubwa now. Who will break the tie? I'll call on my CEO because I know she'll come correct. Please, who won?
Kubwa won. Love us, Kubwa, we are
Everybody won. Wow. Okay. Misiki has said it. Everybody won. Please make some noise for yourself. You all are amazing.
All right, thank you so much. Now the energy was much higher. I think the food has gone. Okay, before we get to presentations, as you heard, what this project sought to do was to go into communities and then train residents of those communities on plastic waste management. Before we get to presentations from our colleagues who did go into those communities, we have one more special remark from Ms. Sherifat Lawal, representing AEPB. So Ms. Sherifat, could you please come up?
Please give her a round of applause as she comes forward. She's from the Abuja Environmental Protection Board. Please give her a round of applause. Ms. Sherifat, I know you just came, but please, we'd like to welcome you on stage to give a special remarks. She was with us at the inception of the project, and she's with us to celebrate the closeout. Please give her a round of applause. Thank you.
Welcome, thank you, please. Thank you.
Good morning, ma. Good morning, sir. I'm very sorry for coming late. I couldn't find the location of this place. I'm happy to be here. I'm from Abuja Environmental Protection Board. And you know our organization, we support what you people are doing. And we are very happy to see the participation and the engagement of the community in plastic waste management. That's what we are advocating for. We want to make sure that people are aware of the effect this plastic has on the environment and how we can try as much as possible to see how we can reduce this environmental pollution that is being generated from the plastic pollution. I'm very happy and I wish you all the best, and I pray that we will be having more of this program so at least people will be aware and know what exactly we are doing to keep our environment clean. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Please put your hands together for her. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Sherifat. So now we want to have a feel of the community, what it was like to be in the community. If we say anything and if people disagree, please let us know, right? So we'll be having presentations from our team, who were your gatekeepers, who were your leaders, who participated in the project. So I'd just like to welcome some of the members of the ECA department who will be giving presentations on what happened in the communities, or what the experience was like in the communities. So the first person on my list of welcoming is Ifechi and Ikwe. Please, young people, make some noise for Ifechi and Ikwe. If you know when she came to your community, she was your lead, she was your person, she was your go-to person, she fought for you. Yes, you people should stand up and welcome Ifechi as she comes forward. Ifechi.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, people, make some noise. I'm so happy that we're all able to make it here today. My name is Ifechi Anikwe, like Odeon has just said. I led the Yanya community through the Nigerian Plastic Action Project. So we went into the community, we met with their chief and our madam, our woman leader, Mrs. Godia Danjuma. Clap for her, please, clap for her. So she was our gatekeeper, facilitating our entrance, our communication, all that we did in Nyanya. I don't think it would have been as successful if she wasn't in charge. I'm very appreciative of her work. So we went into Nyanya, introduced the project, got their buy-in. We had to establish trust. And the reason why each person, there was one person assigned for each community, is so that there's a familiar face. There's somebody they can reach out to if they have inquiries or if they want to know what time we're meeting, all that. So I went in, established myself, said I am your lead, and Mrs. Godia was my paddy, my friend, calling her all the time. We met with the chief. We said, we're coming in to do this project. We would really like your collaboration, your partnership, and they gave it to us very enthusiastically. We are appreciative of that. Then we gathered a focus group discussion. We gathered about 60 people in the beginning, even though we needed 40 volunteers. If there were more people that could show up, they would have showed up. That's to show you how much they wanted to be part of the project. So we told them what we want to do, the activities that we're going to carry out, the capacity building, the Babambola training, all that. We gave them a breakdown. And after that, we started our work. So we had to go into schools, mosques, churches, and a marketplace. I have walked under the sun and under the rain with Yaya people. It hasn't been easy, but they made the work so easy for us. They were so happy to help in everything that we did. If we needed contacts for the school, they were happy to initiate that contact. If we needed contacts for a mosque, they were happy to even bring their pastors and say, yes, have outreach.
Thank you so much, Ms. Ifechi. Please a round of applause for her. She did ask at the end, did she leave anything out? Did she leave anything out? She said everything that actually happened. Ah. All right. Cool boy with the vibe. Mr. Victor, welcome.
Good morning, everybody. My people, make some noise. Actually, we're the first persons to get here. So clap for yourself. Huh? It's a lie. It's Kubwa. All right. We all came first. Put your hands together for yourself, everybody. Okay. I want to welcome. There are changes among the various communities that we participated. I led the Kubwa community, and it has been an impactful and exciting journey. Actually, this project started in Kubwa community by making a pre-entry visit to the we had the re-entering activity where we went back to the community and also give an elaborate explanation of what we are going to be doing in Kubwa. Upcycling training that will be going on, the focus group discussion that we'll be having, and the campaigns that we'll be carrying out in schools, churches, mosques, and even in the marketplace. And the campaign was a success. We first of all went to the market, we talked with the market people, we educated them about plastic waste management and also promoting sanitation around the marketplace. It's a normal phenomenon that when you go out to marketplaces, you find it literally unkept, and the market people were very receptive of our initiative. They appreciated us. And then we went to the
junior secondary school in Kubwa, and we also gave them the message of plastic waste reduction. And then we also went to the Equa Church to carry out the plastic campaign. It was also interesting. The pastors in that church opened their door to us, gave us the audience to speak to their members, and they asked a few questions, and at the end of the day they appreciated the efforts that we have put in the community. We also went to the mosque, the community mosque on Friday after they had their Jumat prayer, and we discussed with the people here, talked about the Nigeria Plastic Action Projects to them, how they can reduce plastic waste, not just plastic waste, solid waste, promote sanitation around the Kubwa community. The head of the mosque was appreciative of what we came to do. In fact, he said that they are going to try as much as possible to put waste bin around the mosque, so that in that light they begin this behavioral change that we brought to them. And then after that, we had trainings with the Kubwa community people. They were taught on how to upcycle plastics into products that they can use at home or even what sell. So their perspective about plastic waste changed. They no longer see plastic as a waste, but rather that they can actually benefit from it. And that training went on successfully. Many of them that the year partook in that training. If you participated in the training, wave your hands, Kubwa community. So it has indeed been a successful and impactful journey working with them. Mr. Sampson, I want to really appreciate you for your effort that you put in seeing that this project worked in Kubwa community. Down to yesterday, we were on the phone. I want to also appreciate all of the team members from Kubwa for working diligently with him. And we want to say thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Victor. Thank you so much. I think a key feature of this project, like you hear other team members say, and even if you interview the members of these communities that we worked with, is the community buying that we received. Going into these communities, you've heard through traditional offices, you've heard religious quarters, how it is that we were warmly received. So this shows that across Nigeria, there are persons who are willing and accommodating enough for this sort of projects to be executed. Also, to the members of the communities here present, it's important, I'm just listening to what Mr. Victor said. You should know that there are opportunities for making money even through waste. There are opportunities that abound across the various reuse, recycle mechanisms in and around waste management. So we would like that even after now you keep engaging with us, engage with Ms. Odion and her team, so that you can best leverage on those opportunities. Coming up next, Ms. Odion, do you want to help me?
So coming up next is another presentation. Just after the presentation, we have received, or rather, one of our esteemed guest came in, Dr. Obatoro. Please give her a round of applause. She'll be coming much later to also give her special remarks in the event. But just to call up next, another representative of the Pape community. Please put your hands together for Miss Norma Ene as she comes together to give a show. Please make some noise for Norma as she comes together.
Pape community. Pape community. Pape community. Because there is no way we will introduce the project when we are mourning. So when we got to Pape community, we introduced the project, the activities that we are about to do, and Pape community, they were so eager for this project. They were so eager to learn that plastic waste is something we can manage to recycle. Okay, the second time we did a community entry, we went to the market where we lectured the market people on how to manage their waste and how to do their recycling. They were so interested. But before then, we have to ask the Pape community, are they interested in this project? Like Mama Bello was so happy, Madam Tanko was so happy, Madam Dayo, she was so happy. Then we now went to church. I think we went to the mosques. When we went to Ekwa Church in Pape, they were so happy. They were like, okay, we are interested. And they joined us. And the program was a success. Thank you, Kasimo. I'm seeing you. So we kind of told them that plastic, you have to recycle your plastic. Number one, Madam Dayo asked me, Mrs. Norma, is it going to earn us money? Is it going to earn me money? I said yes. It's one of the things that once you recycle your plastic, you get money. We told them, okay, when we are doing training, one of our key focus for this program is training Pape communities on how to use their plastic to mow, to build flower pots. Some of them drink kunuaya. When it's too cold for you, you drop it on the mat. We taught them how to make. So it was a success. And what leading Pape community wasn't so stressful. They were so committed. They keep to time. Aside sometimes when one or two things come, you will just tell them, okay, fine, we are running late. Maybe we'll be 5 minutes late, but before then, they are there waiting for you. Thank you very much. So I want to encourage us, the things we taught you during this program, please don't leave it behind. The conversations, the trainings, don't leave it behind. Keep it up. Form a habit of whenever you see a plastic, whenever you see a sachet water, pick it and keep to the dustbin, or you recycle them. It's going to earn us. You people saw the results from the training, and it was so enlightening for us. Thank you very much.
Please, a round of applause for Norma. Thank you. Just to reiterate what she said all the trainings you have learned, not just Pape community, Kubwa, Yayam, Kabusa Yokogoma, all the trainings you have gotten, all the speech, all the awareness that you have gone to, all those door-to-door campaigns to do in your own community. Don't leave it behind. I don't want to mention the particular community that after we gave them something, they started to throw the dustbin in front of us. I don't want to, they have been claiming they are the best. So let me not cast them outside. So all the trainings you have learned, everything we have taught you, please continue to advocate for this plastic reduction within your communities. It's a problem. Plastic pollution is a problem, especially in FCT. We can't continue to keep flooding our communities. We can't continue to keep up with unhealthy practices. It's not good that when people pass here, everything they see is refuse. We need to change. So please keep preaching the word on plastic reduction and against plastic pollution. Public community, you didn't make enough noise for Norma. It's not fair. That's more like it. Madam Blessing, you that from the inception, if you did not come for training, you'll be doing your face like, hey. Okay, it is well. Alright, so the final presentation, I'd like to welcome Ms. Rachel, who represented the Lokogoma Kabusa community, Kabusa Lokogoma community. Please let's welcome her as she comes to talk about how it was in the community. Rachel.
Kabusa, you are not making enough noise. Kabusa community. Thank you so much. I want to welcome all of us here for the closeout event on the Nigerian Plastic Action Project. Thank you, Kabusa community, for making it here. Thank you, Mr. Jonathan, for actually coordinating them. Thank you. And standing on the existing protocol, I would like to explain how we're able to implement this project in this community. So the project started last year, and the first thing we did was to reach out to the community head, and the community head which include the chief and his cabinet member, the community stakeholders, to get the consent as well as get them accept the project, because you can't just come to a community and just work with the community without meeting the appropriate people. So when we met them, we explained what the project is all about, how we want to sensitize the Kabusa community on what plastic is all about, and how they can actually manage the plastic, the waste in its entirety. So, and when we explained all these things, they accepted the project and gave us a go-ahead. So the first thing we did was to get volunteers and organize capacity training. So the training include educating them on how to convert their waste, more like a waste to wealth training, where we taught them how to convert nylons as well as pure tar leathers to household accessories. And they were very excited about it, and some of them participated because the training is in two parts. So 20 of them, because we selected 40 volunteers, 20 of them participated in the conversion of nylons to household accessories, while some of them actually participated in the upscaling of tires as well. So those the training was enlightening, and after the training we're able to reach out to key persons in the schools, in some schools in the community, and even the church. We went to the Ekwa One Church at Kabusa, and also went to the mosque that is very close to the Chief Palace, where we enlightened them on how to manage their waste properly, on how to not to throw a pure nylon on the floor, or not to actually discard the bottled waters within their household. Instead, they can actually convert them to something useful, or they can discard them properly. Yes. So when we educated them on those things, on this, they were excited, and they made mention that they will actually start putting it into practice. And thank you. And then we went ahead to for the final thing we did in the community was to reach out to the chief and tell him how far we've gone in terms of the outreach, in terms of the awareness. And he was excited that most of the volunteers they were cooperative enough. They were actually happy to learn, and they were actually happy to put in what they have learned into practice. And that was the highlight of the whole project. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss Rachel. Thank you. very well put together. Now I understand that among distinguished ladies and gentlemen on the high table, that we have potential funders, potential partners, potential supporters, potential collaborators. It's important to say you've heard from our teammates the success in meeting the targets for this program at the various communities. We've only been able to do this in 4 communities now, but this is something that we would like to upscale even at a national level, at regional levels. And so if you'd like to partner with us, whether you're watching us online or here, please reach out to CTH, any of our teammates, and we'll be more than happy to receive those sort of partnerships, collaborations, and support. Thank you very much to all of the teammates who went into these communities. We're proud of you and the work you're doing. Thank you.
Okay, thank you once again to my team, my amazing and delectable team. But just before that, it's one thing to, come out here and say this is what we have done. We should hear from the communities, right? Who agrees that we should hear from the communities? So, call on the community representative of each community so that they will come and speak to and give you their own experience as to how they treated us too when we came into that community. So I'll give it up for one of the best and coordinated community. No shade to other community, we love you. You are all still coordinated. But I'd like to give a round of applause for Mr. Samson Chawadana. Please give him a round of applause as he comes to speak about how the project was in the community.
Representing Kubwa with the vibe.
Kubwa, please make some noise.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. I greet everyone present here, and I want to thank God for this. Hello? Can you hear me louder? Okay, my name is Samson Chawandana, representing Kubwa community. Of course, I want to thank this organization for choosing our community for this special program. We have actually achieved so many on this program. You have made us some part of our community to be clean. You have made our people to be proud by making business with such organization. Please, can you give a round of applause to this organization? Actually, when you people came to our community, we are so grateful, we are so happy. Our chief received you, and then around church, mosques, secondary school, all happy, and we accepted you people. Even our pastors were there; they were so joy. We went to the mosque. Imam was present. They were so happy, and they were even eagerly expecting to give us West Bin that we can keep all these things. Hello? So in our next program, please, can you just give us this West Bin? We are ready to participate and to continue with such programs. So we are happy, especially Mr. Victor. Thank you for encouraging us. Thank you, our sister. We are happy, and we are still expecting that we give more programs because they are giving us individual employment in our community, especially our mummies. Yes, it has created employment to us. Our mummies are now recycling these water bottles, and the training you gave us, we are able to make some beautiful things with these leathers, tires. We make globe in our room looking so sweet, colorful. So we need so much things like this. So we are so, this organization is so wonderful. It's just wonderful. We are happy. Come to our community. If you can just remain in Cuba, we are happy. Hello. So thank you so much. We are so grateful in our community.
Please put your hands together for him. Listening to him speak, it reminds me of that popular saying, the reward for good work is more work. So you want us to bring more programs. Indeed, we will bring more programs.
Don't worry, we hear you, Mr. Samson, and I can't even wait to see your rooms. Maybe I'll take 1 or 2 tips from you on how to decorate my room too. When I come back, okay, we're coming soon. Thank you very much. Please give a round of applause for Mr. Samson. So I also like to call our chief madam. Miss Godia held Yaya down like nobody did. Anytime we go back, our interaction with the community always amazing. So Yaya, I want you to make some noise. If Miss Godia Danjuma did you proud, make some noise as she comes together to give our own perspective as to what we did in the community. Welcome, Marco.
Feel like if you wanna Nyanya community. Nyanya community. My Nyanya guys, you people are at the back. Nyanya community. Good morning, everyone. My name is Mrs. Godia Denjuma from Nyanya community. My friend, my brother have said it all. We just want to say thank you for everything that they have done. Sorry for my voice. So please, the Nigerian Plastic Action Project has helped my community a lot. Not just the Nyanya community, after I've said. I think we have like 5 community or 4. It has helped us a lot, like giving us an empowerment. Let me start from there. And our community, like anytime they comes or someone asks me, if you know Nyanya very well, we are from the village. Nyanya is a dirty area. Sorry, my Nyanya, and I will say it again. Like before, if you go to Nyanya, our waterway, we used to pour our dustbin inside our waterway. We don't have a specific place that we pour dustbin. But when this Nigerian Plastic Action Project comes to Nyanya, they meet with our chief, they meet with us, they set a community. The first day we were 60 in number, but they said they cannot accommodate 60 persons. They will go with 40. And with that, we have been going to churches, the mosque, the school, the playground, the market, preaching the gospel, telling people what we have learned from the coordinators. They teach us how to make a craft with pure water leather, with the nylon, and how to do recycling. We have a place in Karu. I personally went to them to talk about them, to talk to them, how can we recycle this our plastic? And even me as a person, we do pick this leather, these plastic rubbers for recycling, and we have been getting some little money from there. And our leather, if you enter, like the last time they came, I said, come to my parlor. We did a craft, a fine craft with this leather, and we place it in our sitting room. Secondly, this tire, we design it. If you see how we design it, it's beautiful. We don't know, sometimes we see tire, we just give children to play with it. We don't know, they have given on an impact. They have, if you see Nyanya, the youths that are here, I don't know why they are not making noise. Sorry, it's because yesterday was our market. So I was making, my voice just go off. Every Wednesday, we do make noise in Nyanya. So, but I want to say thank you, and we pray for more funders that will come, so that at least, if you see, now if you go there, you will see women. I used to go and tell them, give me this rubber that you are picking. Some of them don't know the importance, but because I know it, I'm making money from there. And some of them are making money from there. For we just want to say, we are praying for this organization that they should not just, we are praying for more people that will come to fund this program, so that not only Nyanya, we have some nearby villages. Like in this FCT, there are still villages that are in this FCT that are dirty. FCT is supposed to be clean, not dirty. And we want them to come to Nyanya, because there's some areas, you see somebody that has a public toilet, he will be allowing the what's it called, the urine, poo-poo will be following our gutter. So we need these people to come to our aid, because yesterday, why my voice is because just like talking out of my voice. So say thank you, people that have been helping this program. We pray for more people that will come. Thank you. Nyanya people, what do we have to say? Thank you so much.
Please give Madam Godia a round of applause.
Interesting.
Thank you so much, ma. Very well spoken. Very well spoken. I wish I knew what she said to, so that I would respond. Good day.
Yeah, you know, I was going to flex because I've spent some time in Abuja and also I've learned a little bit of. And so the first thing she said, I heard that one. That one was more like, yeah, people, are you happy? Right? But this last one now, I don't. So.
So we're together.
Yes, I've not.
Right.
You know.
So no need to flex.
No more flexing.
Right, thank you. Okay, so I'll also like to call on Mr. Kasimu to come to speak for his community. Pape, please make some noise.
Pape community, give it up.
Please make some noise. Don't worry, he gave people headache too.
Pape, if you could Good morning. My name is Mr. Kasimu Musa from Pape community. We thank this Nigerian Action Project. We are very thankful. The last year that this project come to our community was so grateful and was eager to know what is the project all about. So with the project, it has helped us. The first time that they come to the chief palace, we then tell us about the community that they need 40 people. People was many to, so that because they want to know about the project. With the training, we have made so many things. We have used nylon to make a basket, handbag. So we have used the handbag to some people to use it to make money. Most of our women has used the nylon to make some projects, to make some bags and baskets. So we are using the basket to keep some things. So we are very thankful for the project, and we have gone to church and mosques and schools to tell them, to give them awareness about the project and how they can manage their bin, to stop throwing bin from the erection, from the gutter. So if you go some areas from Pape community, due to the training that they have given us, we went to door by door to tell them about the project, how they can manage their bin, how they can separate plastic from nylon, how they can use plastic to make money. There are some people that they gather their plastic, and some people from Babambola will come and buy it from yours. So thank you so much. We need more people to come from the. We want more people to come so that they can give us more projects from this community. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kasimo. Thank you so much. Please give him a round of applause. It wasn't easy assessing Pape community, but because of Mr. Kasimo, he made things easy for us. So thank you so much, Mr. Kasimo. So for Kabusa Lokogoma, it was actually the chief himself that was the gatekeeper for this community. However, because of our delectable CBN volunteer, Mr. Jonathan, who is also part of this community, he was able to step in and cover for most things. He was more accessible, more dependable when it came to the relationship between the communities and ourselves. So please give a round of applause for Mr. Jonathan Joshua, our CVN volunteer, as he comes to talk the Kabusa Lokogoma community. Please give a round of applause. Kabusa Lokogoma, make some noise.
Welcome.
Kabusa, make some noise. I want to really appreciate the Plastic Action Project that visited Kabusa. Indeed, your coming was a great privilege we had. And we can proudly say you have come, and through this project you are able to help us to own this project as it is ours. Kabusa is a community that has combination of people from different parts of Nigeria. In fact, in that community, you find people coming with their own way of life. So keeping to neatness so much a culture. But thank you for coming. With your coming, we're able to understand that we don't need to use these plastics to make fire in our houses in the absence of kerosene. Is that correct? So on that note, we're able to convert all these plastics into things we can decorate our houses with. You enter some of our compounds, some of our parlors, you see some of our sitting rooms, you see some of those things that we make through the use of all these plastics. And sincerely want to appreciate the Clean Technology Hub for coming to Kabusa community. By your coming, we promise you that we'll continue to own this project, that you will not only but come around to see the environment scattered anymore, because the people are already owning it. And I want to also explain how we met with the Muslim community and what they told us the last time we came. They said to them, now is their responsibility to keep the mosque environment, even the church, to keep it clean. Thank you, Clean Hub. God bless you. We hope to see more of you. Kabusa, make some noise!
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Jonathan. Please give him a round of applause once more. Very well spoken. Thank you so much, sir. So just before we go into the next session, like I mentioned earlier, we would like to call on our very, very special guest, one of our partners in other projects and our collaborator.
Dr. Batero from DSTI.
Please give her a round of applause as she comes forward to give a special remark.
DSTI means the Department of Science, Technology and Innovation.
You're welcome so much, ma. Please give her a round of applause. Make her feel welcome. You're welcome, ma.
Welcome.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm so proud to be here. I'm so honored. Thank you very much. I'm happy to be a part of this initiative. We are happy to be, greetings from my director, Dr. Kolawole Olobashola Oluwole. We are happy to be part of this initiative. Clean Tech, I'm short of words. You're doing so great. It's as if Clean Tech Hub has, taken over our mandate, and then they are just doing great. Plastic waste problem is one of the issues, one of the greatest environmental issues of our times. It has even been discovered. If you remember, Governor Sanwo-Olu was trying to ban the use of single-use plastics in Lagos. Although he met with stiff opposition from Labour, people will lose their jobs, people will do this. He's bent on it. He's even saying by January 2025, he will ban it. Plastics waste pollution is a menace to our environment, clogging waterways, causing a lot of environmental damage. It's even been found that microplastics have been found in the placentas of newborn children, in semen of men. Who knows if they found their ways into breast milk. So it's not good for our health. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be part of this initiative. And this requires a collective effort. It's not a one-man show. So I look forward to the impact that these will have on these environments that we are working on these communities, and to our nation at large. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you so much, ma. Please give her another round of applause. Okay, so next on the agenda, we can see the sun is coming out, right? And we would not like to keep our distinguished guest under the sun. We have the panel session ready for you, just to educate us more on the reason why we're here today. But Miracle, on the issue of plastic, what do you think about it?
Interesting. So before our panelists come up, there was something we're discussing and wanted to throw it out to the house.
Yes.
I saw something on social media, and someone was giving their opinion that back in the day, now if you're a Gen Z in this place, you probably will not understand what I'm talking about.
Why do you think so?
Because, you know, they are young people. Back in the day, when we were young, when we had things like those lanterns and those weird touches, iron touches and the rest, when we go to buy soft drink, your Coke, your Fanta, Crest, if you remember Crest, it was always in bottles, right? And so you would go get a bottle, right? But for you to do that, if you're a first-time person and you didn't have a bottle, you will pay more, right? So you get the bottle, and next time if you want to get a Fanta or Coke or whatever, you'd have to take a bottle there, give them, right? And then you get one. And so the person was saying that that method helped to reduce waste, plastic waste. But since the advent of plastic bottles like we have today, now we have this menace of waste management. So I'm advocating for bottles to come back. What do you have to say to that?
Okay, so Miracle, first of all, you said Gen Zs will not know. That's not true. I mean Gen Z, and I know that back in those days.
Did you take Crest?
I didn't take Crest, but aside Crest, there was Fanta, there was Coca-Cola.
There's Fanta till today.
No, so those days too, we used to go and return bottles.
Ah.
So don't say Gen Z are young people. And you guys always like to put us in one corner like we don't know what went on those days.
Okay, let me reduce it. Generation X, if they are here then.
Okay, thank you very much. So I think it's a good initiative to bring back. Aside that, there was even days where we had sanitation days, where people, you know, took Saturdays off in a month to clean their environment. So I think things like that would also help not just our communities, it will help Nigeria as a whole to be better. Because the way we have increased the waste these days, it's not good to see. It's not pleasing to the eyes. And it doesn't do well in terms of meeting our own national contributions as well. But we can't have the discussion alone. That's why we have our wonderful panelists here today.
Of course.
And just so that we don't keep them under the sun, we'll be having the panel session right.
Yes.
Join me. I want to see your energy, please, as we welcome Miss Blessing Ekwewere as she comes forward.
Miss Blessing.
Please, let's give her a round of applause.
Welcome.
She has been with us since the inception of the project. Please give her a round of applause.
All right. Thank you, DJ. Next panelist we have for you today is Mr. Timothy Ogenyi. Mr. Timothy, please join us upstage. Please put your hands together for him. If you don't clap, he won't come out. Please help us bring him out, Mr.
From
Timothy.
Society of Planet and Prosperity, please give him a round of applause.
Mr. Timothy, welcome. Please, we're in Abuja. It can get quite sunny. Thank you.
So next, we'd also like to welcome Engineer Chukwudi, who is ably represented by Mrs. Ugochi from Nigeria. Please, let's give her a round of applause.
Engineer Chukwudi.
He couldn't be here with us today because he's out of the country, but we extend all his well wishes. Please, let's give Miss Ugochi a round of applause.
Welcome. Welcome. Last but not least, you heard her earlier on. Please welcome Miss Sharifat Lawal, representing the AEPB. Miss Sharifat, welcome.
Please let's give a round of applause for Miss Sharifat. Community, where's our energy? Give them a round of applause. Okay, so moderator for today, you know her, you love her. Her name is Ifechi Anikwe. I don't know why she didn't want us to introduce her, but she's an associate of the Environment and Climate Action Department, and she'll be giving us or taking us on the journey today during the panel session. Please let's give them a round of applause. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone, good morning. I'm back again. Okay, so I have my able panelists with me here, and we're not going to waste too much of your time. We're just going to kick off on the panel session. So, you're welcome to this important session. And this session is going to be focused around bridging policy and practice in plastic pollution reduction, right? So we'll explore the roles that NGOs, governments, and our communities play in reducing plastic pollution. So to start us off, let's look at the big picture, right? Each sector has a role to play. And although we are all doing our very best to ensure that there's less plastic in our environments, I think there are certain gaps that we are seeing, especially with collaborations amongst all three of those sectors that I have mentioned. So this question is for everyone. Anyone that wants to answer can just go ahead. So from our perspective, what role does each sector play in reducing plastic waste? And what are the key areas where collaborations could be improved between NGOs, government, and community members? So should I start with, let me start with Blessing.
Okay, thank you for that question. So I'm going to tackle this question from a community based aspect, because I've worked with communities on several, and still expect the government to come and collect it from the gutter and put it in the recycling bin. It doesn't work that way. So as community members, we have a role to play, because most times when we go out for sensitization and we begin to tell people, the environment is very dirty, we need to do something about it, everybody keeps saying, and let the government do something about it. We cannot sit down and always wait for the government to come and do something about it, because we all have a role to play in making sure that the environment is as clean as we want it to be.
Thank you so much, Blessing. I don't know if anyone has anything to add to that, Mr. Timothy.
Okay, one of the reports from this project says 2.5 metric tons of waste is generated annually. And that's a whole lot to say. Just the government cannot tackle waste management issues. It needs collaboration between government, private sector, the NGOs. Each has a role to play. In as much as we are beginning to see, in terms of policies or regulation, the government have tried to show several times, even there are a couple of policies, of course, the one that banned the single-use plastic that have not gone through the Senate and, now a law. But we have seen several moves by the government to show we want to bring in policies. We are showing interest as regards waste management. However, we have not seen commensurate effort from the civil societies to hold the government accountable to some of those policies. We are not sure most civil society are aware of whether the regulations from NESRA, some of the community here, not most of them have access to the internet to know some of the regulations that NESRA or the government have. Where are the hard copies of some of this? So we need more awareness, and I'm happy that a project like this that is creating this awareness at the community level. So it's more to say that awareness needs to, drive furthermore. The bottom-up approach is key for us to begin to have the required collaboration we need in waste management, especially as regards tackling plastic waste. And I'm happy, it's more of to say that what we have seen with this project is a commendation that should be, in multiple versions, that should be an example. If we have what we just have here in Abuja, and I'm just, with the testimonies I was hearing, I was just imagining if we have this across the 36 states of Nigeria, if we have just this for communities and multiply this. So I think what this project have done is something that the government should want to replicate in, among the 36 states of Nigeria. This is commendable. So I say this project is an example of what collaboration, the efforts, the success stories that we can hear when we have this collaboration between the government and, of course, the community.
Thank you so much, Mr. Timothy. So I think we've covered that for the first question. Mr. Timothy has said there needs to be more access to the policies and laws that are coming out so that everyone involved has so that everybody involved knows what laws are in place to protect their environment and how they can reduce plastic in their communities. So building on this, what we're essentially saying is that partnerships are essential for meaningful impact, right? So what would an ideal partnership between government and NGOs look like in this context? So what are the typical challenges that we see in forming these partnerships, and how can we address them? Mr. Timothy, that question is for you.
Okay. As far as 1988, there is an act, Harmful Waste Act. That's to say that it's been long that Nigeria, an act from the federal, then it was FEPA, promulgated that act. Of course, now we know some of those acts are now laws of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 2004. Nigeria has been showing that the EIA Act, for example, Act 1998 too. We have these acts that have shown that Nigeria as a nation have these, the laws, the regulations, they are not missing. Nigeria have more than 33 regulations that revolve around the environment. And a couple of them, 2011 waste regulation, addresses some of the issue of plastic pollution. However, these policies, the point I'm trying to make, these policies and acts have not gone through, have not really met the expectations, because the community participation, the involvement, for example, when some of these regulations were made, where the community carried along, was the community involvement in this? And now the civil society have not begun to take a look at some of these acts. We have, for example, the Climate Change Act that the last administration signed into law 2021. Within that Climate Change Act, for example, I can tell you the act tells civil society to there are sections given to private sectors on what to do as regards carbon emission, and part of it regards waste management generally. But the civil society and the NGOs, which is one of the things we should do, is to hold the government to account to some of this policy. You can't put a policy. I give you an example. Part of the work we did at SPP was to go around the country and check which states have a climate change policy, for example. And we found out only 7 have climate change policy. As a state, among the 36 states of Nigeria, only 7 have a climate change policy. And I led that study at SPP. And within that study, of course, if you take a copy of the Climate Change Act, a policy within the states, even the one we have of the Climate Change Act, you will see the issue of waste management does not seem to be a priority. The government have not begun to see waste management as a priority of government, and that is why we've not begun to see the policies, the regulations that are made at the top. We have not begun to see it domesticated at the local level. The subnationals, the local community are yet to begin to feel the impact of government interest in tackling waste management. So this is my recommendation, and this is the way forward, I think. One, that I've mentioned it earlier, that some of these policies, for example, the natural policies and all that, we should have hard copies of them available at the community level. They should be able to see this, they should be able to see this beyond what this project is trying to do, taking it down to the community. The community themselves should be able to see and understand at the government level that the government have intention to manage waste in their community. If you do waste use, for example, like we tried to do it in Lagos, you saw how the Manufacturing Association of Nigeria spoke up that if you ban some of these single-use waste, how it affects the economic life of some of the people making use of this plastic for their daily production. If you just go ahead and make law, just like we have currently, to ban, of course, the key solution to plastic waste is one, to reduce the single-use plastic, and of course the waste management disposal, make this, that is the 5 R's and all that. But if you heard that, what about the economic livelihood of these people? If you tell them don't use plastic as a way of for food packaging and all that, what are the alternatives that have been provided? What are the incentives? You know, considering the economic livelihood of the community, that you want to quickly, immediately ban the use of plastic use. What about the economic livelihood and how they can survive even when this policy? So the government needs to do more to begin to integrate the community and socio-economic livelihood of the people in some of these policies.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Timothy. I think you have really called out some of the issues that you see in plastic waste management. But we know that the Nigerian government has several, let's say, legal instruments that are addressing environmental issues in Nigeria. NESRIA is one of them, AEPB in Abuja is one of them. So, Mrs. Gochi, coming to you. Considering that the national policy on plastic waste management from 2020 hasn't been made into federal law yet, what are the most critical and effective policies that are needed to tackle plastic pollution? And what gaps do you see in the current policies that could identify as barriers to success?
Thank you very much. First and foremost, I want us to understand the difference between acts, policy, and regulation. However, they are all framework that leads to actions. So NESRA, as a federal government parastatal, NESRA Establishment Act empowers the agency to develop and implement regulations and guidelines, as well as domesticate all the multilateral environmental agreements, protocols, and the convention that Nigeria is signatory to. To tackle this plastic waste, you know, policy do not have provisions for offense and penalties. That is the reason why the national policy on plastic waste management has not been effective to enforce and control the plastic waste management. Right now, with the support of the federal government, NESRA has developed a specific draft National Environmental Plastic Waste Control Regulations 2024. Hopefully, before ending of this year, it will be gazetted, and it will help us to enforce this plastic waste control in Nigeria. And also it will support some of the critical stakeholders to enforce, to help us or join us to enforce, to make sure that plastic waste control pollution is being eradicated in Nigeria. So the whole thing is this: we have developed a national environmental regulations on plastic waste control in Nigeria, of which, when it's gazetted, there is a policy, there is an offense there, penalty is there. When you are going on the way, if you see somebody dropping a plastic on the way, you'll be able to, you have a strong tool, you'll be able to catch. Oh yeah, you have offended, we can take you to anywhere. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, Mrs. Gochi. I have my own bike. So Mrs. Gochi is saying that very soon, people who litter their environment with plastic waste could be arrested. I hope we're taking note of that. So, question for Ms. Sherifat, please. So we've seen that the effectiveness of policies often come down to level of enforcement, right? It's hard to enforce these policies, especially at local, national, or even community levels. So are there specific areas where these new policies could have stricter enforcement and make a difference in how they are deployed?
Thank you very much. If you look at it, my colleagues have said it all, especially from the Nigeria aspect. There are a lot of policies being made by the federal government and implementation. So the implementation aspect of it has to come from the government as well as the individual. So if any policy are being made, so there is need for all of us at least to abide by the rules and regulations and make sure that we carry out all this policy as it is, should be done. Then regarding some of the policy that I think can be made and at least people will be quickly abide by it. If you remember, sometimes some years back when we normally do this monthly sanitation, environmental sanitation day, on a monthly basis, you see everybody will come out to come and clean this or our premises. And if you look at that time, you see that the environment is very clean. So at least if this type of policy or this regulation is being bring back again for people to start implementing, it will help us in some of this solid waste management. Then apart from that one too, if you look at the use of this single-use plastic, already Lagos State government have already banned the use of single-use. Very soon it will come to Abuja. So there is need for us, before this single-use plastic was in existence, there is something we've been using before in the olden days. I remember, if you want to make your moi, you can use your this tin, milk tin, you can use your leaf to make moi. During those periods, you will not hear anything like cancer. It may be happening, but at least it's not as rampant at least now. So there is need for us at least to go back to the way we used to undo our things before. This nylon you are seeing is very dangerous to the earth. If we continue to use it and we didn't find solution, then we are all in problem. So there is need for us to at least to ban the use of the single-use plastic. Then apart from that one, there is also this policy on extended producer responsibility. That is, we are trying to see how the people that are producing this waste should be the one to take care of it after production. They shouldn't put the blame or the management on the users. So at least if we are able to implement this extended producer responsibility policy too, it will go a long way to help us. Then apart from that one, on our educational system, there is need for us, for federal government at least, to work and see how they can implement the policy on waste management in the educational system. So if people, the children, especially if you carry them along from the young age, they should be able to know that if you handle your waste properly, it has less effect on our environment and the pollution will be reduced. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ms. Sharifat. So educational systems, extended producer responsibilities, all this. So our final question for all the panelists, well, I'll start with Ms. Blessing. So what do you see as critical next steps to moving towards a plastic-free circular economy in Nigeria?
Okay, so a lot of solutions have been proffered on this panel discussion, but something I would like to flog on is infrastructure. If we lack infrastructure, all of what we are talking about will be futile. You talk about what's it called now? Penalizing people for discarding waste indiscriminately. Are there infrastructures to collect this waste to dissuade them from the indiscriminate disposal? Yesterday I was working and I had a drink. And then the person I was working with said, so what do I do with it now? Because I was with him and he couldn't discard it, of course. So he said, what do I do with it now? And I said, give it to me, I will hold it till I get to my house. And that was what I did. I held it till I got to my house. That is because we do not have the infrastructures around us. I was in a park. easily I should have waste disposals in a park for me to have discarded that recyclable can. But yet we do not even have such. Even going to the basic infrastructures that we need for economic development, which is good roads. The reason why we still have indiscriminate waste disposal is because institutions like AEPB cannot reach certain communities because they do not have good roads. So when you go to some local governments, waste management is poor because the dump trucks cannot even enter such roads to go and pick up the waste. So even a basic infrastructure as good road is something that we need to solve plastic waste, indiscriminate plastic waste disposal in Nigeria. And then I'm going to talk about informal waste pickers, because the community I was assigned to train, waste pickers. Recycling in Nigeria is largely informal. We see you can't go out of here and walk to the junction without seeing a waste picker. It's almost impossible. If you go to every community, there's a waste picker cluster, and instead of us formulating policies that would then ban their activities, one of the things that we can do to help build infrastructures is working with those communities to see, okay, how do we bring these guys into the picture? How do we formalize them? What equipment do they need to help us collect waste faster? So for areas where there are no good roads for trucks to go in, can we empower these waste pickers with manual push carts for them to go into these communities, gather the waste, sort them, and sell out to recycling community, thereby making the work that they do more legal and decent. So those are two things I think we must do to get to the next step.
Thank you so much, Ms. Blessing. I especially love the fact that you said somebody cannot throw away plastic in your presence. I think we should all become people that if you are with someone and they finish drinking or eating something, they cannot just trash it on the ground in front of you, because they know that you will say something about it. So, Mr. Timothy, what about you? What are your visions for a plastic-free economy in Nigeria?
Okay, let me pick up from where Blessing stopped. The basic. She talked of basic infrastructure. I mean, common waste bins. So some of those basics are we trying to create more awareness. We're doing it with this project, but I think we need to do more in terms of reminding. I'm not sure. Maybe because this community is trained, I'm not sure we know about the 5 R's of reduce, repair, reuse, recycle. So recycle should even come later on, and then of course even going to the extent of recovering. We are seeing people amount of energy that's especially biogas, for example. Generally waste management, okay, but those basic of she also mentioned it, education, probably at the secondary school, and I'm happy with what Clean Tech Hub is doing with secondary school education. So probably incorporate, yes, we know of eco clubs, and so probably they need to do more. We need to do more in terms of this awareness, probably at the secondary school level. Another basic should be beyond the infrastructure. We have in the infrastructure, educating people, the lifestyle. She just mentioned that she has a kind of lifestyle she has developed. The people around her have seen her that she's conscious of discarding, plastic, use. So it should be a lifestyle. We should not be quick to throw away. Why? I was going to the market and I was going with a bag. And the friend, he asked, why are you going with a bag? You go to the market, they buy, they put it in the bag for you. I say, no. Why going to the market with extra, to go and get extra bag when I have bags here? When I buy, the woman said, let me put in leather. I say, no, keep your leather. Just put it inside here for me. So some of those things, go to the market with your own bag, buy, come back. Reduce the amount of leathers, you have, you have cloths. The next thing that comes to your mind is turn it to rag. Before thinking of turning it to rag, have you asked your neighbor whether he can, although these days some people attach so many things to it, why you ask if I can use this kind of spoiled items that you're giving. So, but the idea of reusing it, why are we quick to waste it when it's possible to reuse, when it's possible to recycle, when it's even possible to repair? Why trying to get the new shoe when you can actually repair that, you know. So the truth remains that those basic mindsets, eco-living lifestyle, where we are beginning to, you know, prioritize avoiding or reducing waste, we need to probably drum more support and more awareness for those basics. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Timothy.
Still on that, I just want to add on what he has said. We still need an aggressive awareness in Nigeria, and I believe federal government cannot do it alone. Like NGOs, the way you are organizing, I'm appreciating you people. We need to do more in awareness. Our behavior, through awareness, all of us will change our behavior in dropping plastic waste anyhow. Another thing I want to add is infrastructure. We still need it to provide some coded bins on the streets so that we reduce this plastic pollution in Nigeria. Awareness is the first key. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Ms. Sherifat.
Thank you very much. I think another thing we need to think about is the behavioral, that is attitude and behavior of our people, especially the residents,